Alright guys, good morning. Big thing from yesterday is a couple of you lost points because you did not come up to me when I asked you guys. So you have to, it's really important to make sure you follow what's on the video and pause it when it says to pause it and watch every single minute. So the first thing I want you to do to gain points is to know that you're watching is you're going to have to come up and in a second I'm going to ask you to pause it, come up to me, and like Omar says, you're going to come up to me and very quietly say, true, true, just like Omar says. So go ahead, pause the video, do that now. All right, now that you pause the video, now we're going to explain what you are going to do today. First of all, if you understand how to do patterns, if you understood exactly from yesterday, now you got to make sure that you're honest with yourself. If you do understand, then you can skip all the way down in the video. You'll see me in a second go to this part. So you could fast forward it till you get to this part. Otherwise, if you're not sure, then you're really going to want to watch the first part of the video. So watch the first part of the video if you did not finish yesterday or you're not sure. And then the second thing you're going to do today, once you're done with that video, is you're going to complete the pattern quiz. And that's also on the video. And after you're done with that, you're going to go to Study Island. Now, after you're done with the quiz, I'm going to explain to you exactly what to do on Study Island. So, at this point, if you did not understand yesterday, you're going to want to watch the entire video. Don't skip, just watch the whole thing. Otherwise, you can fast forward until you get to the second part, which is the quiz. All right, so let's go to the first part first. All right, here are 3 patterns. When you see patterns, the first thing you have to do is, are they going up or are they going down? This one is going up. So I'm going to put a little note over here so that I remember it's going up. This one is also going up. This one is going down. And this one is going down. Because you go from 22 to a -2. So it's obviously going down. So with numbers that are going up, it's either going to be addition or multiplication. With patterns that are going down, it's either subtraction or division. So for the first one, it's going up. Now, I know that I said that it's either going to be addition or multiplication. But to find out how much is in between them, whether you're multiplying or adding, you actually don't add or multiply. You actually just divide. So you look at these two numbers, and we're going to go ahead and you take the bigger and you divide the smaller number. So 13.5 divided by 4.5. And there I got a 3. All right, so that means there's 3 between them. Now the other thing I can do is I can not just divide, because if you divide is going to let you know that you were actually multiplying. If you divide them and you get an actual number, that means that from 4.5 to 13.5 you did times 3. The other thing that we can do is we can subtract. You take the same 2 numbers, but we're going to subtract. And I'm going to take the bigger number first. So 13.5 minus 4.5. And I get 9. So that means that there's 9 between them. So because it's going up, even though we subtract it, we know it's plus 9. Well, now we have to figure out is, to get to the next one, it has to be the same thing. So it's either going to be plus 9 or times 3. Well, I know it's not plus 9. There's no way that 13 and 5/10 plus 9 is 40. So maybe it's times 3. So I check it. The way to check it is I'm just going to take the 13.5 and I'm going to multiply by 3. And I do get 40.5. So now I know that the rule is times 3. So to get to the next number, all I have to do is times 3. And I get my answer of 121.5. So the next one is also going up. So I'm going to divide first to see maybe if it's division. So I'm going to take the bigger number and I'm going to divide the second number. 7 divided by 4.5. And I get 1.555. So now I'm going to see if you get the same thing when you divide these numbers. So I'm going to do 9.5 divided by 7. Wait, but you do not get the same thing. So because when you divide, you don't get the same thing, that means you're not multiplying by the same thing to go up. So now I'm going to subtract the bigger minus the smaller. 7 minus 4.5. So I get that there is a 2.5 difference. Now because it's going up, that means you're not subtracting to get to 7, you're adding to get to 7. So now I'm just going to double check it and make sure that 7 plus 2.5 does equal that 9.5, and it does. So that means I just found out my rule is plus 2.5. So I'm going to add another 2.5 plus 2.5, and I get an answer of 12, or 12.0. Right? So the other ones are going down, but you're going to use the same thing that we just did. You're going to look at these two numbers, and you're going to see what's the difference between them. So the first thing I'm going to do is subtract. The bigger minus the smaller. And when you do that, 22 minus 5.5, you get 16.5. I'm going to write that number right here. Okay? Now remember, if you think about it, that means when you subtracted, there's 16.5 between them. That means you're subtracting 16.5. So now, if I do 5.5 minus 16, I will not get to the 1.375. So you are not subtracting because it has to work for everything. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to divide them. So I'm going to take the bigger number, 22, and divide it by the smaller number, 5.5. Just the first two numbers right here. And when I do that, I get an answer of 4, which means that between these, you could be maybe dividing by 4. But we have to see if it works for this one. So I'm going to try it. 5.5 divided by 4. Oh, sorry. 5.5 divided by 4. And you do get an answer of this. So you just found out the rule. So to get the next one, I'm just going to divide by 4, because that's the rule. That answer divided by 4 equals the next one, which is 0.34, about 3.4, 0.34. All right, the next one. Again, you can see that it's going down, but to see how much it's going down, I'm going to subtract first. So the bigger number between the two of them is 22. So I'm going to do 22 minus a negative 22. I'm sorry, negative 2. So to do that on my calculator, I'm going to go 22 minus a, now when you want to do a negative 2, I already did the subtraction, so I'm going to put a 2 there, then I'm going to make it negative with this sign right here. And when I hit enter, that means there's 24 between them. So it's possible that I'm subtracting by 24. Well, let's see if you took negative 2 and subtracted that same 24, would you get to negative 26? Let's see. 2, I'm going to make it negative, minus 24 equals negative 20. So that's the rule. So I know to get to the next one, I'm going to take negative 26, and I'm going to subtract 24. I'm going to keep change, and you get negative 50. And that's how you do that. Now, please go back, and if you did not understand this, because the videos are there to help you, please watch the videos very, very carefully. Now, if you're done, I want you to go ahead and you're going to pause the video and do these 4 problems, showing all your work, and then you're going to bring me them up on a scrap piece of paper. Now, guys, no talking. If you watch the videos, you're going to be able to do these problems, but you have to show work. And so pause the video now. All right, now that you're done, and I let you do okay, what you're going to do now is I want you to find a partner, and if there's no one done yet, you could do this on your own until someone's done. I want you to find someone in the room that's also done, and I want you guys to choose a game together, okay? And you're going to do the assignment that's on Study Island now, but you're going to play a game against that person, and then you're both going to print out your final score from that game, okay? So again, the games are up. Remember, you get more points for doing them right, so make sure you do them right, and then you're going to print up your best score to see if you can beat the person you're playing against. Make sure you're going to hand in this at the end of class, so you let me know who you were playing so I know who won.